Well, Running in the Holes was started in 2009, and the focus of our work when we first started was doing games and apps, and it's really expanded into doing other things that still relate to interactive design, so installations, art projects, things that have a sense of scale about them, or systems that are used by multiple organizations sometimes. We created a game called Library Game for university sort of library environment, and that's one of the examples of the side projects that we do. So as a company, I think the characteristic is that we basically follow our interests. So the things that we're passionate about, we try to explore in the work that we do for our existing customers or customers that we don't have. We kind of put our work out there and see what might be of interest to people, and they contact us with inquiries. Um, we get people contacting us. We don't normally have to search for people. There's always lots of people interested in working with us. But as a small company, I think we can go down several routes. One is to expand and have 30, 40 people working here. It follows a very different route of expansion. We've tried sort of expanding and taking on some new employees, but usually it's been shorter term contracts, nothing sort of permanent. How we sort of look for those people, I guess it's what we look for in someone. It's someone who takes initiative, who really has a sense of purpose about the work that they do. As a designer, they've got a very sort of unique style that they nurture. They don't just copy other people. They can replicate styles, but they have their own sense of originality about the work as well. Basically, someone who can add something to the way we work would be of a lot of interest to us. That would be something that we're looking for. Someone who has their own way of working and they can improve the ways that we currently work. We're open to ideas on how we should be operating, so that's something we always bear in mind. We have, yes. So we use Twitter and Facebook quite extensively, and these are very effective, sort of cost-effective ways of getting our message out there in the way that we work. We tend to have conversations on there, and sometimes those conversations lead to someone working with us for a short period. Or
We did try to use a recruitment company at
yeah,
one
we
point.
did. Yeah, recruitment companies. They have a series of candidates in a very specific area, and it's very hard to find people who are generalists and do lots of different things. So they might have programmers who could work with us, and recruitment agencies always take a percentage or a cut on the total sort of fee as well. So it increases the cost for us. So we like to directly communicate with people and find our ideal candidates. It's not fantastic. It's not very easy to find employment in our sector. There are lots of positions available, but they're usually available to people who have experience in the area, mostly because people want to mitigate any risks of working with people who they have to train. And most of the sort of candidates that would come through the doors of a new company, they basically need a period of time to acclimatize themselves, and most companies can't afford that. So for that reason, apprenticeships are quite sort of openly advertised. So people look for interns initially, and then if the intern is sort of worth keeping on, then they sort of offer them a contract of work. We've always gone under the sort of banner that we work with people who get paid. We don't get any work for free. We wouldn't have sort of done that when we were students, and we kind of make sure that anyone who does work with us gets paid for what work they're producing, especially if it's work for clients. It's usually sort of, I'd say it's usually websites, but there are a couple of trade magazines as well. We read Wired magazine, We look at a magazine called Develop, which is mostly concerned with game developers. It's a free magazine that we receive. But there's a lot of websites that cater for. We spend a lot of time on Reddit, really. Reddit has every sort of interest on there, and usually what's popular on Reddit is what people are talking about. And if it's a digital sort of source, then we find out what kind of websites people are engaging with.